This news update is brought to you by...
Say hello to Carol. Carol talks for a living, from morning till night. So she relies on Flow's crystal clear home phone service brought to her through Flow's 100% fiber to the home network. It keeps her in the know, and because she bundles her mobile broadband and TV services, she enjoys huge savings, so she can enjoy much more for much less. So visit any Flow retail outlet, call 1-800-804-2994, or visit discoverflow.co to find out more. One-of-a-kind connection. This is how we flow.
It's Thursday, May 19th, and time for the Barbados Today Evening Update. So glad you can join us. I am Fernella Wedderburn. We begin with news from the law court, where it was a frustrating day for Barbara Daniel Goddard. After waiting for hours, the case against 37-year-old Ariel King, who is charged with assaulting her 84-year-old mother, was finally called in the District A Magistrates Court. King of Lynchy St. Philip is allegedly at the center of a video circulating on social media showing the physical and verbal abuse of Jasmine Hall, a resident of the Roseville Home for the Elderly in Durance Christchurch. King was granted $3,000 bail after she appeared before Magistrate Christy Cuffy Sargent around 1 this afternoon. However, the sentencing is not sitting well with Daniel Goddard.
Told that it was going to be at St. Matthias, and we got there for 9 o'clock. Only to stirred for about an hour and then to be told by a member of the press that they were told it was at this location. So we got here and then we sat for hours waiting. 1 o'clock, waiting till 1 o'clock for for the case to start, only to be told that now it's bail 3,000 and we have to appear again on Monday. So yes, I am feeling a sense of utter frustration. I am feeling disappointed. The anger which I thought had subsided is slowly rising to the surface. So at this moment, my desire for vengeance is actually increasing seriously.
King was released after her mother acted as her surety. She's expected to return to court next Monday, but drama unfolded as King was released on bail and she was living with her relatives. Onlookers who were gathered in the vicinity of the court shouted comments at her while she tried to hide her face. Meantime, President of the Barbados Nursing Association, Blondell Mullin, is distancing members of the profession from King's alleged actions, making it clear that auxiliary nurses are only caregivers and not nurses. Mullin tells Barbados Today the nursing fraternity is very disturbed by the incident.
Yes, we are very disturbed about it, and we agree with the ministry for taking the action they have taken, and we also want the public to know that the nurse is a nursing auxiliary, and people keep saying nurse, but she's a caregiver or a nursing auxiliary, a health aide. And those are just trained for 6 months. And therefore, we just want people to not brand nurses, to think that that's what nurses do, because trained nurses know how to treat the elderly, and we know when they have Alzheimer's, how they behave, and we know how to react to their behavior. So the trained nurse will never treat a patient like that.
In other news, hundreds of Barbadians today answered the opposition Barbados Labour Party's call to march for justice. PLP leader Mia Motley led today's white march from Parliament Building to Browns Beach, just a stone throw away from the office of the Prime Minister, where Cabinet was meeting. While calling for healing in the nation, Motley criticized the government's handling of the country. She zeroed in on recent layoffs in the public sector, as well as the proposed restoration of the 10% pay cut to parliamentarians, and calling on Barbadians to respond with their conscience, no matter who is in power.
This is not an overnight struggle. This is not about elections. This is not about a victory for the Barbados Labour Party. This is about a movement for people power. And we in the Labour Party will be as subject to it as this government. Because in this year, our 50th anniversary as a nation. Independence will only mean something to people if people can experience freedom and justice. And if they cannot experience freedom and justice, then we have a duty to make it happen. And we will work with whoever, however, and whenever, not in the name of a party alone, but in the name of the people of this country and in the name of the history of this nation.
The Barbados economy appears to have turned the corner, with activity picking up. That's the assessment issued today by an International Monetary Fund team led by Judith Gold following a visit to the island between May 9 and 19 to conduct the 2016 Article 5 consultation. However, the IMF warns that the economy still faces serious challenges. It pointed out that even though growth has resumed and short-term prospects were positive, imbalances persist between available resources and government programs. It further warned that the island remains highly vulnerable and may not realize its potential without deep-seated reforms to align revenues and expenditures and reduce debt. In sports, Dickens Primary made light work of Eagle Hall with a 6-0 thrashing as action in the BICO-sponsored National Sports Council's Primary Schools Football Tournament continued today. Also playing, Lawrence Tigay scored a 3-0 victory over Grisette's Primary, while Wesley Hall continued their winning ways with a 3-0 win over Westbury Primary and Eden Lodge a 2-0 win over Trinity. Wilkie Cumberbatch were also in heavy goal-scoring form, defeating St. Ambrose 4-0. People's Cathedral registered a win in Zone 4, beating George Lamin 2-0. Charles F. Broome scored a 4-1 win over St. Paul's Primary, while St. Cyprian's took on St. Giles 1-0. Luther Thorne and Belmont Primary drew 1-1, and Blackman and Gollop gave St. Mark's Primary a 4-1 whooping.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter, that's the move for me. Stability, prosperity, we're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
Regional news now. The U.S. Embassy in Caracas says it is suspending appointments for Venezuelans seeking first-time tourist and business visas. On its website, the embassy said it will no longer take appointments because the Venezuelan Foreign Ministry has for months refused to issue visas for its personnel, resulting in staff shortages. It said the issue has also caused a large backlog of unprocessed applications. But it says it will continue to provide a limited number of slots for Venezuelans renewing visas and other applicants. It says once the Foreign Ministry resumes issuing visas for U.S. diplomat personnel and those staff members are able to start working, then full visa services to the Venezuelan public will be restored. And finally, Egyptian aviation officials say the wreckage of EgyptAir flight MS-804 was found south of a Greek island. The Airbus A320 was en route to Paris that's from Paris to Cairo with 66 passengers and crew when it went down overnight.
Their loved ones left Paris on a flight before midnight. They woke to the reality that they were gone, their plane missing. 66 people, including crew, took flight MS-804 to Cairo. The passengers were mostly French and Egyptian. One Briton was on board. It's just been confirmed that he was Richard Osman, a mining company executive who'd worked in Egypt for many years. Here, radar tracks the aircraft, its red tail speeding across the Mediterranean, until suddenly it disappears. Was this a terror attack or mechanical failure? France's president says nothing should be ruled out.
Tout savoir, de tout connaître We also have the duty to know everything about the causes of what has happened. No hypothesis should be ruled out or preferred.
In Cairo, relatives gathered at the airport. Families have been arriving here all morning, desperate to find out any information they can on what happened to flight MS-804. The flight was just 20 minutes from landing here at Cairo International Airport when, according to the authorities, it simply vanished without any warning, without any distress call.
And that's news and sports, but for the very latest, visit our website www.barbadostoday.bb. Also, subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Channel 99 on Flow TV and Bix 96.9 FM. Do have a good evening. I am Fernella Wedderburn.